When you get up to 101 for a high, it doesn't take much humidity to make it feel like 103, 104, even up to 105. So there you go. A return to the triple digits. We hit 101 this afternoon. That's the 11th triple digit day so far this year. Nowhere close to record temperatures. I mean, this time of year, our record temperatures are very high because it is normally the hottest time of the year. 109, the record on this date. We set that back in 2003. And a reminder, we average 20 triple digit days a year. So we're a little over halfway there. What'll happen the rest of the month? Well, I do have quite a bit more triple digits on the way. Hopefully not as many as we saw last August, and hopefully they aren't as high. And I don't have that in the forecast, but I mean, I just show you this because I want to remind you how bad last August was. On this date last year, we were only 104, and then you can see then we went 104, 103, but then it was 107, 107, 107, 106, 106. Briefly into the 90s for a few days. 109, 109, 109. Then later in the, 109 again. Then 110, 110. Yeah, just a miserable August. In fact, 10 of those days last year ended up being record highs. For us, heat advisories are back starting tomorrow because the heat going to go up a degree or two basically from what it was today. That's why I expect a high tomorrow to be 102, maybe 103. Temps or heat index values up to 108, kind of on average across North Texas. So heat advisory back in effect through at least Wednesday. It'll get extended for Thursday. It'll get extended probably for Friday as well. My highs tomorrow, 102 for Dallas, 103 for Fort Worth, maybe a little hotter across western North Texas where the humidity is a little lower. Not a record tomorrow either. Of course, with the little bit of humidity we have out there, it'll feel like 105, 106, 107, maybe up to 108. That's why, as I said, we have that heat advisory in effect. The peak of the heat is Thursday, 104 the high, and that will be the hottest temp so far this season, but it's not a record. The record is 107, set back in 1988. A little bit better this weekend, 98, 99 with a little more cloud cover around. Maybe a weak front tries to sneak in here, but it'll still be hot, obviously, and it'll still be around normal for this point in August. Let's check in on Debbie. Spinning over kind of the South Carolina and Georgia line at the moment. Technically the center just to the east of Savannah, Georgia. 40-mile-an-hour winds at the moment, so it's a tropical storm, but just barely a tropical storm. That really doesn't matter at this point. What matters is how much rainfall it's going to bring to portions, or continue to bring to portions of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and then eventually up into Virginia and the northeastern states as well. It's going to move back into the Atlantic, making another landfall after its first landfall in Florida, somewhere in South Carolina. Finally pick up speed and move up through the northeastern states later this week. But you can see tomorrow into Thursday and even Friday morning, it's just going to make a slow trek through the Carolinas and eventually up into Virginia. And that's why it's an additional, on top of what these places have already seen, 12 to 16 inches of rain from kind of the South Carolina area up into North Carolina, 4 to 6 widespread 4 to 6 inches of rain for parts of Virginia, up to D.C. to Pennsylvania, potentially up into portions of New York, the Massachusetts, Boston, Vermont, New Hampshire area. So a lot of rainfall headed to that part of the country over the rest of the week. For us, not much rain in our future. Light winds and muggy tonight, 78 your low. A light breeze tomorrow. It'll be hot and dry, a degree or two hotter than today. It's also an ozone action day. I do have a 10% coverage of rain this weekend. That's a very optimistic 10% that there could be a pop-up shower or storm. But I really don't think we'll see much in the way of rain at all this weekend. It's just a chance for maybe a pop-up storm Saturday or Sunday. Back to school week will be hot. It'll be dry. Highs will be at or above 100. For through at least the middle part of August and maybe even into that following week as well, which would be our third week of August at that point.